was I studied at Auckland Hotel and Chef Training Institution in 2004.
Through travelling, enjoyed my travelling, and basically I landed up in Scotland.
I got a job at this cafe as a kitchen hand, and that's where I started, and then they turned me into a chef.
I got my first job as a pizza chef at a restaurant by my house, and that was my longest kitchen job. I was there for a year and a half, and I just worked my way up to chef de partie.
I love it, the passion. I love cooking, I love plating the food, I love creating.
I think it's the passion, got the passion for it now.
I'd say the passion for food.
This is fucking painful! Just stand up straight and at least look like a fucking cook, you donkey!
I'd say people think of a man when they imagine a chef more so than a woman. And that they yell and they scream and they throw plates at the wall.
You're cooking in a burnt pan, you fucking dick!
Which does happen, but it's different. It's a lot more of a team environment.
You build relationships with people. You build friendships with your workmates.
Cooking is a life skill. For me, it's fundamentally important. It's just as crucial as keeping fit, because Latin, history, geography, no disrespect, but if you're not going to teach that for the rest of your life, it doesn't come into play. Cooking does. 3 times a day, 7 days a week for the rest of your life, you need to eat. So we don't cook 3 meals a day, but there's one meal across that day that needs to be absolutely you know, on a plate, done properly, healthily cooked, and sets you up, because you are what you eat.
The uses and gratification theory focuses on why people use media to satisfy their needs, and it raises the question of what people do with media as opposed to what media does to people. So how people use different media sources to satisfy these needs is a key discussion point of the theory, whether it be to gain knowledge, to relax, or just for companionship. In relation to my film, I aim to identify the link between food media satisfying these needs of the theory. So the most obvious realization that I made was that as food is a part of everyday life, it becomes inescapable to firstly grow an interest for what you're consuming, and therefore using accessible media sources to satisfy this desire for knowledge.
I'm going to help you out with a step-by-step guide for getting your Christmas feast on the table. Amazing. Minus the stress. I'll still be giving tradition a respectful nod. This is the way my grandmother taught me how to make it. It's just that I'll be doing things my way. Fast and simple.
I begin by finely chopping a slab of chocolate. Again, it must be good and dark.
Do you know how to open avocados?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm scared now. I don't do anything.
I'm gonna give you the small
In front of
knife.
real chefs, I don't like to do anything.
You're really
You'll be
good
fine,
at it.
okay?
Don't listen to her.
This is super easy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a chocolate avocado mousse.
So I have already laid the foundations for my salted chocolate tart, in other words, made the base. And now for the filling. I mean, you can see how thick it is, but this is scientific method. Lift up the spoon, draw your finger across the back.
always been interested in cooking, and being stuck in that office behind a desk wasn't me. I didn't enjoy it. I'm too loud, I'm too boisterous. Burns, cuts, bruises, abrasions. It's a mental mind game. But it is addictive. It's like a drug. The hours are long, they're hard. You don't get weekends. You don't get social life's out the window. If I hadn't have found this job that I'm currently in now, I would never have gone back to chefing. I was working 16-hour days, 7 days straight. There was one time where I worked 18 days straight. And for what? For a grand in your bank account? It's not worth it.
It's a good way of getting into the industry, and basically from there I got promoted to actually using a knife and cutting a few potatoes and onions. But yeah, from there I came back home to South Africa and did a chef's course for 3 years. Decided to try work into some top restaurants in South Africa, which I was lucky enough to. And from there it just grew. When you work with top chefs, you become quite passionate. No, it's not the best. You don't do it for the money, especially in the beginning. You do it for the experience, and hopefully with years of experience you may get the opportunity to make some money. Oh no, you've got to have good relationships with your staff. Kitchen's all about a team. You'll never be able to serve the food you want to serve without a team relationship. So that's number one priority. For me, I've had a lot of good jobs. This is a job. It's very different. I've worked in some very nice places where I've loved, but I've learned from those, and this is just, it's different. Each job I work at is different.